All right, buddies. How my two buddies doing today? Check, check. We sounding good? How's everyone doing? Let's start the pre-show. Let me hear from you. You guys are out there. We've got a few people already in chat. Big air five to you. Pff, early birds. I freaking love it. Two Chooks. Andrew can. If I can, you can too. Lifestyle Channel LC. Dream Boy logging in. Who else? Where's Lily Tree? Lily Tree. Lily Tree. All right, can you guys hear me okay? I'm a little hoarse today. I'm going to try not to overdo it. And I've been feeling like making some money. Can you guys hear my sound effects okay? Do you guys hear that? Because I would hate to give you the wrong answer. Right? Can you guys hear that okay? You know, the last time I did a live stream like this, the results were through the roof. You guys hear me okay? Everyone sounding good? No black V-neck. Yeah, totally. Good to see you, Carlos. Yeah, sound effects good. All right, guys, let's get started. We got a great show coming up today. I'm going to be talking about live streaming tactics for YouTube Live that are absolutely going to set you apart from the rest of the crowd. Let's get started, though. Let's get started the right way. Ready? If you're out there and you're ready, say, yeah! Here we go. Let me turn my phone volume off here. Okay, ready? Here we go. I'm about to show you some YouTube live streaming tactics that you've never heard anywhere else, and it's absolutely gonna blow your socks off. Hang on to those little feet covers. It's Owen Video on TubeBuddy. You're watching TubeBuddy. Work less, create more. TubeBuddy. Hey, everybody, welcome. That didn't work. Hey, everybody, welcome back to the channel. I'm Owen Video, streaming live for TubeBuddy on my OBS system. It is great to see you out there today. I want to say hello to some of my friends. I'm laughing because I'm seeing like some of the names. Like I just saw Smoking Pot with Steve come up in the, and I just love the names that you guys are sort of like playing with here. I'm gonna switch up my view. Watch me move here. Boom, move just to the side, just a little bit. Mark Fixes Stuff is saying, I'm not wearing socks. Right on, my man. Laugh It Out says, yeah, says he's ready to get started. Lily Tree is a TubeBuddy user. Good to see you out here. Real Excel Vlogs, 1980s Retro. Now, that is a channel I have got to get in tune with. Retired and Prepping. Good to see you. Air 5 to you. Pff. So glad that you're out here. I'm Owen Video. I'm glad that you're here. And I'm excited to dig into today's topic of live streaming on YouTube Live with you today. Look, how many of you guys right now are actively live streaming on your channels? Let me know. Give me a yes in the comment section if you're live streaming right now. Give me a nah. Give me a N-A-H. Nah. Maybe it's N-A-W. N-A-H if you're not streaming right now. I'd love to hear from you guys. And I'd also love to know what your big live stream bottlenecks are. Where are you stuck with live streaming? What are you scared of when it comes to live streaming? I would like to hear from you in the comment section because I want to be able to answer your questions. So Pro Box Tech is saying nah. Katie Fries is saying nah. Retired and Prepping. So we got a lot of no's, and Niche Fam TV is saying not at this exact moment. Well, thank you for that. Hey, tell me why you're not streaming. Just tell me why. What's the big reason? Because I know you've been hearing about it. I know you see us talking about it. Tell me why. Two Chooks is saying live streaming scares me. Crypto Gangs is saying not enough subs. I don't know, man. I'm pretty sure you can live stream right now if you wanted to. My Stuttering Life says it is on. So tell me why. No one there to watch me. Not enough subscribers. I'm scared and don't want anyone to see me. Okay, that's honest. Was invited to do my first live stream on a fellow aquatic channel. Also a major key there. My Stuttering Life says fear. What are you afraid of? Are you afraid no one will show up, or are you afraid they're going to hate you? I'd love to hear from you guys in the comment section. Now, for those of you that are live streaming, what do you like best about live streaming? Let me know in the comment section below. I want to see if some of your comments can help alleviate some of the fear comments that are out there already. And if you're watching us live on the replay, it's good to have you here. I invite you to stick around. It's going to be kind of a long stream today, but I want you to stay till the end because I'm going to go over 5 key tips, 5 key strategy tactics that you can use to make your live streams better, to make sure that people do show up, and even when they don't show up, you're still going to have a great time and you're still going to build your channel. So let me hear from you guys when Diamond and Pearl is saying, I like the interaction with my viewers. Grizz270 or Niche Fam TV is saying, I love the interaction with the audience. So true. Absolutely true. Joie de Fille is saying, I'm planning my first one in a week. Mark Fixes Stuff is saying, I'm not scared, but would really like to know the best ways to promote and get some kind of on-air agenda. You are in the right place, my man. We are going to be talking about exactly that. Renee is saying, I'm afraid no one will show up. No one will show up. Okay, I'm going to get a screenshot of this, guys, because I just love that you're being so honest with me. And I'm going to be honest with you, and I'm going to promise you this. Number one is that you're right. People may not show up. It may take you a week or a month to get people to show up. But when they do, you're going to have the best time of your life. I mean, even if you've only got 5 people, right now we got 67 people on the stream. If you only had 5 people on the stream, imagine for a moment, if you will, that you're talking about your content, your passion topic, and there are 5 people like this just wanting to hear from you. Right? Even if it's only 5 people, those are 5 truly committed listeners and watchers. And I want you guys to really think about those 5 people and be in a place where you're serving those 5 every single time you go live. And here's what going to be my challenge to you. I'm going to issue guys a challenge right now, and that is to go live this week on YouTube or even on Facebook. If you don't have enough subscribers, I don't think that it's about gaming spec. Okay, a lot of great stuff is coming in. I want to kind of handle all of this as best I can today. First of all, am I looking in the right place? I think I'm looking in the right place. I'm always so concerned about where my eyes look. So if I'm looking over this way, good. So I said I have streamed Gaming Spectacular saying I've streamed for a year and no one is watching. Okay, so that's going to come into your format. It's going to come into the way that you're bringing people in and engaging them. That's really important. Grizz is saying, here's a tip. Screen share one of your videos on live stream and talk about it. A phenomenal idea. Phenomenal idea. My eyes are fine, Owen. Thanks, Mark. I appreciate that. Priscilla is saying, my channel is My Dog Duke, but I'm afraid no one will show. But I'd love to have the interaction with the fans. You know, Andrew Can is nailing it. He's saying, give people a reason to watch. Gaming, I think that is probably your issue. And Priscilla, I think it's probably could alleviate your fear as well. Fine Dominator, good to see you. You got to give people a reason to watch your show. You got to give them a reason to stick around to the end. Now, at the end of this particular show, I'm going to have for you a 5th and final tip that will absolutely bring everything together. But it's not going to make sense, okay, until... it's not going to make sense unless you hear the other 4 tips in front of it. So I want to challenge you to stick around for the whole show, whether you're watching us live or on the replay today. We're going to cover stuff you've never heard anywhere else, okay? And if you've got questions, we've got Andrew Can, if I can, you can too, in the comment section right now, and he is going to be moderating the chat for you. And if you have questions, you can put them on the form, okay? You can put them on a form here where I'll answer them at the end of the show. Now, before we move into our topic today, I want to do some shameless self-promotion. I'm going to ask you guys... There we go. I try to get the sound effect to pop up. Follow me on Instagram. I do a lot of training on Instagram, and I want to invite you to be a part of what I'm doing on my Instagram channel. I go live once a week. I post photos every single day. A lot of these photos have to do with the video marketing industry. Here you could see I'm hanging out with Gary Vee and Peter McKay at Vid Summit. Hanging out with Andrew Edwards, Roberto Blake, and look at these guys right here. Jeremy Vest, Brian Wallace, Brian G. Johnson, Nick Nimmin. Lots of great stuff happening on Instagram. I'm not going to over-promote that, but I want you guys to be encouraged to come on down and follow me over there on my channel so that we can be friends, we can get to know each other, and have a great time building our channels together. Okay, let's get into the topic for today, and my first lesson for you is probably the most important tip that you'll ever hear when it comes to live streaming a show. And that tip is this. You guys ready? Use an ROS. Use an ROS. Okay, super, super important tip. Now, what an ROS is called a run of show. And actually what I'm going to do is I'm going to switch my screens here so that I can see you guys a little bit better, right? I'm live streaming. I'm using OBS for those of you guys that are interested. And so, you know, the controls are a little bit different, but this is so much easier for me to sort of engage with you if I move the streams around a little bit. Okay, so an ROS is a run of show, and a run of show is an agenda. It's your on-air agenda. It's how you're going to keep track of what you're going to say and when you're going to say it. And you should be preparing an ROS before every single one of your shows. What I want to do is I'm going to show you my ROS right here. We use an ROS template, and we use this template for every single one of our live streams. Now, for this particular show, okay, you're looking at my ROS right now. For this particular show, we went live this morning on YouTube from my YouTube channel over at Owen Video. Now, what I've done is I put a link to that video in the comment or in the card section up here. If you guys want to go check that video out, you'll see that video corresponds perfectly to my ROS system. Now, an ROS means run of show. Wait, did I see Dale? Is that Dale? Dale, how you doing? Good to see you, buddy. So an ROS is a run of show template, and it's going to keep your show organized. Now, this is a Google document, and we use a Google document so that you can share it with your audience, and you can share it with your the people that are going to be live streaming with you. Maybe it's a co-host on your channel. Maybe you're going to have a guest on your show, or maybe you just want to personally keep track of your own show. That's why we use an ROS. So this is the main area right here, and you'll notice that we put a Facebook link. Check this out. So I can link to the Facebook show. We actually dual cast on Facebook and on YouTube. And so as I pull this up, right, I'm using a lot of internet speed right now, so it's going to take just a minute to pop up. As it pops up, guess what? Oh, look at that. You're going to see the exact same situation there. Okay, and here's the deal. I also put my YouTube link there so that you can easily access the YouTube video. Now, this is great for once the video is done and you want to share it out and you want people to engage with the content. So that's all there for you, and that's why we use the ROS, because it's helpful to keep everything together. We put a link to our thumbnail, and then, of course, this is how our guests, Jason Rodriguez, I'm not replying to that. I'm not replying. Jason Rodriguez over at Doing It With Jason is texting me, and he's trying to throw me off my game, and it will never happen. So the ROS, the first page of the ROS, has all the data for my show, everything I'm going to cover on this particular live stream. But over here on the left-hand side, I want to show you this outline right here. This is my outline that helps keep my show in tune. Now, how many of you guys have ever seen anything like this, right? Put a yes or a no in the comment section right now. Have you ever seen anything like this? put a yes or a no, because it's my experience. Even if you're watching on the replay, I want to hear from you. You don't just get to sit out and sit passively by, right? If you want to, I can't force you. But here's the deal. If you're watching on the replay, I really want you to get engaged on this show, because this show will make you a better live streamer. Now, I got to go see what Carlos Cepeda is saying. Carlos Cepeda is saying yes. But that's not fair, because Carlos Cepeda is actually a private client. He knows this stuff. So take a look at the left-hand side over here and notice how I've got these headings. Now, if you can't see this in your Google Documents, then you need to click on View and click on Show Document Outline. See, if I click that, it goes away. Oops. And if I click it again, Show Document Outline, right? And now all of a sudden it appears back again. So I've got the name of my guest, right? All the introductory information is right here. But I can go immediately to my introduction. This is how I'll start the show at 9 a.m. Okay, you can see there that the show starts at 9 a.m. and I do my introduction. Now, my introduction is gonna be I improv'd it today. I didn't have time to write it out before we went live. Sort of improv'd it, but I end every show with "Stay tuned." Right? Hang on. Stay tuned. It's the Business of Video podcast, and then I click this.
You're listening to the Business of Video podcast, where the world's top YouTubers and marketers talk about what's working with online video.
Right? So you see how my ROS tells me what to say, and then it tells me what to do. Play the intro. And then when I come back, I say, "Welcome back to the Business of Video Welcome back to the Business of Video podcast, helping your business get more customers with online video." I'm Owen here with Nick Nimmin, and we're live every Wednesday on YouTube, Facebook, and iTunes. And you can join us every week when you give me 5. That's right. Just type 5 into the comment section right now, and that will subscribe you to the show. Or if you're on YouTube, just click that big old subscribe button so you don't fall behind, but instead move ahead in the business of video marketing, right? So you see how it's all written out there. Okay, this is so important, and here's why. Because you can't just go live to get views. You have got to go live with a purpose. So I tell people today on the show, and today's show specifically was about LinkedIn video, you're going to learn 3 LinkedIn video tips. Stay tuned for the Business of Video podcast. And then I say helping your business get customers with online video, right? So immediately in those statements, you know why you're watching. Earlier, Andrew and I talked about you got to give your people a reason to watch. This is that reason to watch. Now, as we're going through the show, okay, I can just click on these headers and I can move down to the show sponsor, right? So I don't want you guys to scroll, right? See how you can scroll there? Instead, what you do is you're on the introduction, and now it's like, okay, well, what do I do next? I got to go to the show sponsor, and that happens at 9:10. So you see I'm keeping the show moving along. This is super important, right? Because a lot of us, we do this thing where you're gaming on your channel, right? You're gaming on your channel, and the problem is that you've sort of stopped talking because you're gaming, or you're not really engaging your audience, and that is death for your channel. You have got to fill up all the space, right? Unless, if you're going to pause on live video, then you need to pause with a purpose. Okay, you see how I just did that? But if you're over here, if you're streaming on your phone, or you're playing a game, and you're kind of like, you're kind of doing this thing, and you're like, you know, and you're like zoned out, no one's going to watch that. The reason people tune into your live stream is to see your personality, right? They may want to see your cheats, and I'm talking about gaming specifically. They may want to see your cheats. They may want to see some of that stuff, but you have to entertain them. So an ROS will keep you organized. Now, here's how I structure my ROS. First, you have to have an introduction, and your introduction should say the name and the title of your show. So in your case, it's going to be, let's see who's out there today. Mark Fix's stuff is saying it's about the person, not the game. Totally. Real Excel Vlogs is saying purpose, obviously. You know, it's not so obvious, Real Excel. You know, a lot of folks just, they feel like, that they're going live to show a cheat. But if you don't, or to show like a trick, or to show a tutorial, but if you don't tell the viewer that's what you're doing, they're not gonna go. Chemical is saying this is why PewDiePie can play any janky game. He's not boring. Even though I don't watch him. I don't watch him either, but I agree entirely. Carlos Cepeda is saying always talk, always react to what's going on in the game and engage with the viewers. Carlos is an active streamer. And Leather Rock is saying I'm already lost. Hey, stick around. Okay, absorb it like one little piece at a time, okay, because we're going to go over a lot of information. So here's how I structure my ROS, my introduction first. Hey, everybody, welcome to the show. Today, I'm going to do this, right? Hey, today I'm going to be going through the Star Wars cheats. I'm going to show you 3 different ways to get past this level, and I have 4 big jokes I want to tell, and I'm going to see if you even laugh. I'm not going to tell you when the jokes are coming. I'm just going to do them. Right? How simple is that? So now people are like looking for jokes while you're doing your stream, but they're tuning in. Why? They're tuning in to get those Star Wars cheats. So you've given them purpose. Okay, so that's in your introduction. You tell them what you're gonna do. You tell them when you go live. Very important. Tell them your schedule. Tell them when you're going to go live. You say I go live every Wednesday at 9 a.m. Da 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 da. I put in a show sponsor. I'm not going to dig in too deep on this, but we have a free email opt-in guide called The Business Owner's Guide to YouTube, and you guys can check that out at youtubetoolkit.com if you want to. But here's the deal. We put that in there so that people know they can sign up to our list, okay? After that, I intro my guest and I explain the show. So look at that. I have a small guest bio here, and that needs to happen at 9:10. So you can see how I'm trying to stay on a timeline here. At 9:15, I ask these guest questions. Okay, I ask, why does LinkedIn video matter? Will it rank on Google? And I've got things I want to go over. So if you guys are doing monologues, if you're streaming, if you're teaching, you want to know like what you're going to teach. And this is going to help you in the description box as well. It's going to help you if you're reposting this on Twitter or on a blog or on Tumblr, because you can actually say, hey, at 9:15, I talk about the Star Wars cheat. At 9:25, I'm talking about my crafting tutorial. And at 9:35, I do a mascara vlog. Now, I don't know what the hell kind of channel that might be, but I'm trying to reach out to all the different niches that you guys might be in. So have a structure for the show, because I'm going to cover A, I'm going to cover B, and I'm going to cover C. Okay, what we do is we do a giveaway. We just did a giveaway in our show today. We gave away an Owen Video hat. It's a hat that has my Owen Video logo on it, and my good friend Savvy BG was able to win that hat. But we don't do that till 9:40, so we know we have to keep going with the show, and then we close the show. Look at this. We close the show at the very end. We say, hey, join us next week as Jeffrey Gittimer comes on the show. Sign up to get alerts. Until next time, keep marketing. It's your only hope. And that's what I want to close with. You guys should have a sign-off, right? Hey, this is Big Bobby Jones on KFWB reminding you to always be cool, right? This is what makes brand. This is what formulates your brand in the mind of the customer. I want you guys to be thinking about how you can be signing off on your channel. And I'd love, if you have any ideas for your channel, tell me in the comment section right now, what is your channel's sign off? What do you say, before you end a stream, or what could you say? So Diamond and Pearl Lifestyle is saying she has a planning channel. Lily Tree is saying, I'm now picturing Owen in mascara. Totally. Real Excel is saying, be cool. Black Sheep is saying, good idea. In fact, let's get some of your comments on screen so that we can kind of acknowledge you guys as part of the community here. Appreciate those comments. I love them. Keep them coming in. So My Stuttering Life says, you are not alone. I love that. Two Chooks is saying, peace out. Jason Tonga is saying, I have not been saying anything. Well, I would challenge you. To say something in the beginning. Straight Six Fan is saying, until next time, peace out. I love it. It's so simple, but it's so easy. Mike Huerta is saying, I'm starting a channel teaching people digital marketing. Well, say something like, hey, social media. Social media is where it's at. Join us next week, and that's that. right? Super simple. Study Bones is saying, I'm trying to find my sign off without being cheesy. I totally get that. But remember, it should hook a little bit. It should sort of like, Real Excel saying, I say lots of love to all you guys and see you next time. I think it's great. Just say that every single time. Black Sheep is saying, keep your powder dry. I'm guessing you are a GU channel. Not allowed to say it. Don't want to say it because it might get us this video dinged, and we don't want to do that. So, guys, step one, okay, in all of this is to use an ROS, okay, to keep your channel organized, and to know exactly what you're going to talk about next, okay? So the next step that I want to talk about is add a custom frame. Adding a custom frame like the one that you see here. You see this red frame that's all around me, and notice it right down here. It says, TubeBuddy logo, and then it says Owen video live on TubeBuddy. And you see how I'm trying to get it like exact, right? I'm being ridiculous. Using a custom frame is going to help you get more comments and get more live viewers who will tap on your video. And here's why. Because when you first go live and the viewer first comes to your channel, what does it say up here in the upper right-hand corner, upper left-hand corner on YouTube? Do you guys know? What does it say on YouTube right when you click on a video, like right away? I'm going to go to the comment section here and see who got it right. While you guys do that, I'm going to go ahead and take a small drink here. Okay, so here's what it says. It says unmute. And here's what this means. Unmute means that when they turn on the video, they're watching in silence and they may not know what the video is about. And that's exactly why you want to be using branded overlays, custom frames, okay, that tell your viewer what the show is about. Now, you can see here that's pretty simple. It says Owen video live on TubeBuddy. A better frame, as I'm going to critique even myself here, a better frame would be YouTube live streaming tips with Owen video, or Owen video on YouTube live streaming, or something like that, right? When you do that, you're telling your viewer what they're going to get out of your show. And it's kind of like a movie trailer, right? Where a movie trailer gives you the gist of the movie and makes you excited to see it. Your custom frame or your custom lower third, whichever you decide to go with, should in fact tell the viewer a little bit more about the show. Now, this is my good friend Jenny Q. She's a streamer actually on Facebook, and she uses a couple different things. She uses a lower third and then this branded logo in the upper right-hand corner. Not really telling you what the show is about, but certainly giving you the impression of professionalism, okay? And then here's a show that I do with my wife, and this is on Power Your Passion. This show has not yet released yet, but we would love to share with you guys more about this show. In fact, if you want to see what this show looks like, put passion in the comment section right now, and I'll reach out to you personally. Look at how we use a lower third here. Now, this one just says live with Owen and Teresa, but all throughout the show, as we're going through this show, we'll have new lower thirds. In fact, we use 3 lower thirds for every single one of our shows. And let me show you something right here. Each of those lower thirds is designed, okay, to bring people into the show. It's to say something spicy, right? Like on that particular show that I was just showing you over here, this was, we had a cook on, a chef on, right? So we had these lower thirds that would say things like, check out this recipe, or this Asian noodle dish will knock your socks off, and so on and so forth. So when somebody logs in, whether it's in the very beginning of the video or they're halfway through the video and it's on mute, it's on silent mode, they can see, oh, this is about an Asian dish. And so they're going to come in. It's more likely they're going to come into the show. Now, let me show you where I do all this. I'm back to my ROS again. Okay, and I have a little section down here called lower thirds. Now, I do this about 2 days before I go live. I sit down and I just kind of say, what kind of lower thirds do we want to have on the show? Now, we have two different types of lower thirds. So lower thirds, frames, they're all kind of in the same family. So digital overlays, right? Digital overlays, superimpositions. Some people in TV might call them supers. But lower thirds, frames, overlays. We have one for every show that says, welcome to the show, comment below, type 5 to subscribe. Owen's ranting again. Like the content, then share this video now. We're giving away sweet hats and all these other different kinds of things. Now, in this particular show, okay, we create a series of lower thirds. And it's very, very easy to do. We just do this in Photoshop, and we just make them really, really quickly. How to get views on LinkedIn. So you tune into the show, and you know exactly what we're going to be talking about. But we also have these three statements here. We have get video views on LinkedIn, LinkedIn video strategy, and does LinkedIn video even work, bro? Okay? So all of those things are already pre-recorded in our ROS so that we can... so that we can add them as lower thirds into OBS, into Wirecast, into vMix, and keep people engaged in the show no matter where they're coming in. My Stuttering Life is saying, this is great. I'm taking notes. Intelligent Engineer is saying 5. Well, unfortunately, we can't, subscribe you to the show on this particular channel. But love that you loved it. Peck Drywall is saying passion, Sangrita's Creations, passion, Study Bones, passion, Real Excel, passion, Diamond and Pearl, passion. Hey, I'm going to be reaching out to you guys personally after the stream and sending you a link. Plus, I'm going to subscribe to your channels. So if anybody else would like me to do the same for you, put passion in the comment section right now. Okay. So Buzz Moses is saying, is live streaming included in the free version or in the premium version? Are you talking about TubeBuddy? Because TubeBuddy allows you to live stream as soon as Facebook allows you to live stream. Excuse me, as soon as YouTube allows you to live stream. And if you want to activate your live streaming on YouTube, then if you want to activate it then you need to get certified. And if I'm wrong about that, Andrew, will you correct me? I do not believe that you need a certain amount of subscribers because I am streaming on a brand new channel, and we didn't need subscribers for that because we don't have any at the end of the day. Two Chooks is saying, how do you get a custom frame and lower thirds? Well, here's what I would do. I would go to canva.com and I would make them in canva.com. Canva is a free graphic design company. Watch, I'll just go to it right now. I'll go to Canva. And this is for those of you that don't have Photoshop, okay? If you don't have Photoshop, you can just use canva.com, and you can see here how I've got all my backup thumbnails in here. I got all my backup thumbnails in here if I ever need to make a thumbnail on the go. And then in this little guy right here, boom, bada bing, bada boom. I've got a custom frame, and I can just use this anytime, right? So I can go into elements over here. Andrew, we really should maybe talk about doing like a Canva. How many of you guys have ever seen Canva before? Let me know in the comment section. Type yes or no. Oops, wrong one. So I want to do, let's just do this one. Okay, so there we go. We got a black bar here. So I can just kind of bring this over here. I don't even really like, but just for the sake of example, we'll just use this one. And then we'll add a heading, right? So this is a little heading here, and we'll make this, this is all free, by the way, guys. It's all just free. So I'll make that green just so it stands out, and then we'll kind of come over here, and we'll add it in over here, and we'll say something like, watch this. I'll straighten it out. Right, and I'll say something like Star Wars cheats, right? And then boom, I've got my lower third in my custom frame, and then I can just download this as a PNG file, and then I can put it on top of my video, and voila. I mean, you've got a custom frame just like this. So Canva is a great resource. Of course, those of you guys that are familiar with Photoshop, you can just use Photoshop, and that's also a great resource for you. So use a custom frame. In fact, I was sitting with Nick Nimmin How many of you guys know Nick? If you know Nick, type Nick into the comment section. I'd love to hear from you on this. I was sitting down with Nick Nimmin at Video Marketing World, and he showed me after my presentation. He said, "Hey, I loved your note on adding a custom frame." So don't be surprised if you see Nick Nimmin busting out a custom frame on some of his live streams. So do we have any questions on that? And I see, yeah, Smoking Pot, SR Tech, Carlos, Chad, Two Chooks. Now, everybody knows Nick. Rebecca Redford is saying Nick is great. Nick is the man. Nick is definitely the man. He's a close friend. He's also the co-host on my podcast there. So really, really great stuff. I'm so glad that you guys know Nick. And hey, by the way, if you like the type of content that I'm talking about here today and you like Nick Nimmin, I want you guys to consider subscribing to my channel over at over at owenvideo.net. I'm going to post the link in the chat right now. Would love for you guys to subscribe to my channel. I'm live once a week on my channel, and I do a lot of training tips on how to make better videos, better live streams, so on and so forth. Now, Smoking Pot with Steve is saying, how about frames for your regular videos? Absolutely. Absolutely, I use frames for my regular videos. Not all the time, but I do sometimes. It just depends on what I'm doing. Real Excel Vlog is saying, looks like Canva is simpler. Rebecca Redford is saying, lately I'm using the TubeBuddy thumbnail generator. Yeah, great. It's a great tool. That's a great tool. Great cool. Lily Tree is saying, how do you get them on the screen, though? Okay, well, that's going to come down. How do you get your onto the screen? Well, that's going to come down to the broadcast software that you're using. So if I were to show you guys my software, okay, I'm using OBS right now, and you can see here that I have the TubeBuddy frame right here, and I can turn it off. Okay, I also have the YouTube chat, and I can turn that off, and I have my webcam, and I can turn this off as well. So I turn my webcam on. I add the YouTube chat, and then I add the graphic I just made in Canva, and boom, it's right there. You just add it. You would simply go to the plus sign here, click on image. You would add the image, right? And you would just pick it. You would just pick what image you want to add, and you would be good to go. So it's very easy to do this kind of stuff inside of OBS, and even some other live stream platforms make it even easier. Okay, so we've gone through a couple of these tips. We've talked about using an ROS. We've talked about a custom frame. So what else can you be doing? Well, this is a big one for me. Okay, this is a big one, and I feel like this is a place where so many of you could improve. Now, there's a typo here, so don't go nuts on me, okay? But get a backdrop. Get a background set designed. You know, guys, I'm in a bedroom here. Like, literally in front of me is my kid's bed. And I stream in here. I also have some streaming area in the garage, in the studio, I should say. But both of those areas have been, done up. We've made them look great by using a custom backdrop, and by using a custom backdrop like I'm using here, like this, you could see it, right? This is a vinyl backdrop. You can even kind of see the lines where it was folded up, when it came to me on Amazon. I've had this for a long time. I painted this white. You can even see the, right? You can see the light switch in there, but the whole idea is that when you tune in, it doesn't look like a room, right? It looks like a broadcast studio. So I want you guys to look at getting a backdrop, and here's what I've done. Okay, I've made a video. I made a video called, how to find a video backdrop, and I'm going to post that link in the description box in this YouTube channel. But I also want to show you some other great tips on Amazon. So if you go to Amazon and you type in vinyl video backdrops, you're going to get a ton of stuff. Now, I don't recommend green screens. Oops, because green screens take a lot of technological prowess, okay? But I do love some of these. Like, look at this 7 by 5 foot, which is the same size as mine. Look at this. Look at this cool little cartoon town. that you could put up on your wall, and you could be gaming with this. It makes your backdrop just look so much more exciting. And then look at this. They have, this is only $20, and they have a couple different options that you could switch over to. So these things are like just very, very cool. And you've got a large variety of them. But adding a backdrop, even adding, something simple like look at this one. This one's also $20. This is not simple though. I was gonna say something else. This is not simple. But look at this. It's $20, and look at that. I mean, that is just freaking incredible. If you're doing an arts and crafts channel or a timepiece, you can also buy these in different sizes. Look at this. Ridiculous. Look, that's just ridiculous. Look at that one. That one looks amazing. So you've got all these different vinyl backdrops that you could be using. And I don't necessarily love this one with the horse because the horse won't move and people will know it. But look at that. That looks great. That looks great there. And again, these are more timepieces. You might be thinking, Owen, why would I want these Western themes? Well, I don't know if you want these Western themes. I just typed in vinyl video backdrops, and you can come in here and you can get some even better stuff over here. Right? Look at this view. It's just like a scene. You know, and if some of you guys have windows behind you or whatever the case might be, you could even put your backdrop behind your window. So it's like on the other side of your window. So it looks like that's what your view is. Now, vinyl backdrops, they're so durable. They're so reliable. You know, like I've got one right here. I have another one in the garage, and we take them back and forth. So easy to use. This is being held up on my wall with push pins. I could easily take it down. I don't want to, but I could easily take it down, put it back up again. And so it's not a hard thing to manage. Okay, you've got to be in a place where you set your backdrop up, maybe paint your wall. I really want you guys to get away from your white walls. Okay, what's going to happen is you get somebody to log into your channel, and now all of a sudden they see that you've got a backdrop, you have a formatted show, you've told them exactly what you're going to share with them today. Now people are going to stick around. And when people stick around, okay, it means that they're triggering the YouTube algorithm. It means your video is going to get out there to more people. So we got a question. Chemical is saying he's not telling you to get a backdrop. He's just saying it's a great idea if you don't want to change your room background. Yeah, that's exactly right. If you're streaming behind a white wall, a boring white wall, you have nothing worth looking at, get a backdrop. So many of you, I know it, you have boring backgrounds, and you think, oh, people are tuning in for the content. They're not. They're tuning in for the experience. Okay, they're not necessarily like coming in for your cheats. They're not coming in for your crafts. They want the experience. They want the relationship. Peter is saying it's immediate. Absolutely. It happens right off the bat. Nick's fan is saying, I currently use OBS. Is there a platform to use where I can restream my live stream automatically at different times of the day? Yeah, there's a program called CloudRank. I know the owner personally, so you can check that out. A little confusing, but if you're into it, then it's a good thing to look at. Real Excel Vlogs is saying, I love the price. I do too. For $20, you can't go wrong, and they look great. Retired and Prepping says, I'm going to get a backdrop. I'm so glad. Awesome. What else we got? Yeah, if you guys got questions, ask on the forum. I'm going to try to get to all your questions today, but we have to end on time because I will be leaving as soon as we are done here. I am going to the airport. I am flying out to Las Vegas to participate in a private mastermind with Sean Cannell. How many of you guys know Sean Cannell from Think Media, TV and video influencers? If you know Sean, put Sean in the comment section. Show him some love. Sean invited me to a private mastermind with him and a private group of people. I think there's like 10 people there. And he's doing, you guys know he's doing his conference this week, right? It's Grow with Video. Well, that conference ends tonight, and tomorrow he's doing a private mastermind. You have to make over $100,000 a year to even be invited to that mastermind, and I make, let's just say, a lot more than that. So I was stoked to be invited, and I can't wait to get there, which is why we have to end the stream on time today. Okay, so that brings us to point number 4. which is use sound effects. Use sound effects. Guys, I use sound effects in all of my streams to further engage my audience. It's such a fun thing to do, and I find that the audience really likes it. Like when you can facilitate, like when somebody says something really strong, really sharp, and you can go, right, and give them sort of that ring-a-dingy-dingy, right? It tells them that that you just heard something that you're going to want to know about later. Or, you know, when there's like this tremendous fail, you might want to kind of do, right? Or you could go, if you're a gamer, you could go super fun, and you could use gaming sound effects like this one. Right? How fun is that? Now, I even go farther, and I have introductions to my shows. So I'll say, hey, you're listening to the Business of Video podcast, and we're going to get started right now.
You're listening to the Business of Video podcast.
Right? And then that will go on. And then I say, hey, thanks so much for watching today. We'll see you next time. Oh, that's a different outro. I played the wrong one. But I have an outro that does this thing, and I say, hey, stay tuned. We're going to go into the news. And, of course, whenever I bring one of my audience members, or I say, hey, we're going to bring Real Excel Vlogs onto the show. Give it up for Real Excel Vlogs, ladies and gentlemen. Right? And you kind of have some fun with it. Now, if you're using a Mac, okay, we call in the business, we call these show drops and bumpers. We don't actually call them sound effects. They're called show drops and bumpers. And for those of you, how many of you guys are Mac or PC? Put Mac or PC in the comment section. I'd love to hear from you on that. If you're using a Mac, it's a little more complicated than if you're using a PC. All right, so if you're using a Mac, there's a two-step process. First is you got to get Loop Back. Loop Back is an audio system. I have it on my computer right here. And with Loop Back, you can program, right, what audio goes out through your main shoot, I don't want to run other stuff, but you know, so here's my podcast setup, which is what I'm using right now. So, you know, what's going to happen is this: if you're playing sound effects without something like this, the sound effect's going to play through your computer and then go into your microphone, right? And it's going to sound crappy. If you want it to stream in high quality, then it has to go out through a system like this. On a PC, it's so easy. On a PC, you just program it through your audio settings. But on a Mac, it's a little more complicated. So you got to get Loop Back. And then I use a system called Black Cat Systems. And this is, it's actually called Soundbite. And with Soundbite, see, now I'm bringing it in. With Soundbite, I can have all these different racks, right? Nice rack, dude. And I have, like, you know, the intros for all of my shows that I do.
Welcome to the Christian Perspective Podcast.
Right, and I've got that podcast right there. I've got this one.
You're listening to the Thriving Sexy Marriage Podcast.
Right, and I've got that one right there, and I've got, of course, this kind of fun stuff. And I can color code them. I can adjust the volume. I can do a lot of great stuff with my sound effects. So it's really, I think, a great use of your time to use custom sound effects. All right, and that's going to round up you know, that tip. Now, before I go into the next and the final section of our, okay, remember I said in the beginning that the fifth tip was a big one. It's a big tip, and this could change everything for you. The way that it changed everything for my good friend Animal Facts over at the Animal Facts channel. His name's Leroy Dixon. He does amazing work. Spends about 20 hours per video. It's incredible to me. Does about one a week, and they're just. I know his latest video is getting, like, I don't know, 400 views an hour. Mark Vix's stuff is saying, "What a large rack you have, Owen." Yes. Lily Tree is saying, "Oh, I remember Loopy Cat. Ha ha ha." You know, I know that you've seen those before. Live Car Build is saying, "Is there an archive of these live videos?" Yes, there certainly is. And at the end of the day, folks, if you guys want to see my full training on this, then you can go to Get Started Live. No, is that right? Yeah, getstartedlive.com. and I have a much longer training, more in-depth on how to download this stuff, how it all works. So, Andrew, I'm going to post that into the comment section if that's okay. Paul Peck is saying, Judge Judy, easy, pal. What Paul Peck is referring to is I got my start sort of being on Judge Judy and kind of went from there. Okay, guys, so we talked about a fifth and final tip, and this big tip, AM Details, good to see you, man. This final tip is going to change everything for you. Animal Facts started doing this, what I'm going to show you, and it's changed everything for him in terms of his exposure, and I want to share it with you guys right now. But before I do, I want to ask you guys, for those of you that are on Twitter, that are on Facebook, share this video on Twitter, on Facebook, on whatever sharing platform you do right now. I'm going to ask you for that, if you would do that before I go into my fifth and final tip here. Okay, Rush Silers, great to hear you. Katie Fries is saying, Sean, Thumbs Up Kids is saying, love Animal Facts, great guy. He is a great guy, and we're so stoked to have him in the community. Okay, so keep this in mind, guys. At this point, you've used an ROS, so you have a well-organized, flowing show. You have a custom frame, you're using a backdrop, which looks great on video, but you're also using sound effects now. You're using these sound effects to help to audibly stimulate your viewer, and that's going to set you up perfectly for the fifth and final tip, which is upload your dang video to iTunes and start a frickin' podcast. It is so easy to do. It's not even funny how easy it is to do. Once you have a show that has sound effects and a very nice flow, okay, you can easily upload your show to iTunes, even if you're a gaming channel. Even if you're a gaming channel, like you may not get more views on iTunes than you do on YouTube, but what if you got an extra 1,000 views a month between all 4, 5, 6 of your videos? Would you not say that that's worth it? Okay, that's I think super important. So upload your show to iTunes, and really, once you upload it to iTunes, you can upload it to just 100 other places. I want to show you guys something that Nick and I do. Okay, so we do a show. I showed you this earlier, right? So we go live, right? I don't even need to do that. I'll just go back to the top. We go live with this show every single Wednesday at 9 a.m. And I would love for you guys to subscribe to the channel if you get a chance, Owen Video, and be a part of the community over there. Let's just let this play for a sec. Come on. It's dead air. I hate dead air. Marketing strategy. Well, you're going to want to listen to this episode today to learn why LinkedIn absolutely needs to be on your list of so we have that. So guess what we do then? We have let me just play it for you. Platforms to stand on today and how to do it best. We're going to dig into that with the LinkedIn video expert. Stay tuned. It's the Business of Video podcast.
You're listening to the Business of Video podcast, where the world's top YouTubers and marketers talk about what's working with.
So what we do then is we strip the audio out and we put it on iTunes for the Business of Video marketing. And you can see here that we've got, I don't even know how many at this point. We got 61 episodes in the can, and we do a new one every single week, okay? So that fifth and final tip is to upload your new show with sound effects, your new live stream over to iTunes, and start building your network outside of YouTube, okay? So one more time, here are my tips for YouTube live streaming. Use an ROS, use a custom frame, get a backdrop if you don't have an awesome looking background, use sound effects, and once that's all together, upload to iTunes. Now, how many of you guys learned something new today? If so, let me hear you say yeah in the comment section right now. A lot of great feedback from some of you guys, and I know some of you. I lost some of you on this one, and that's okay. You'll catch up. Maybe it just takes a little bit of time. Entertainment Channel saying fabulous. Black Sheep is saying yeah. Diamond and Pearl, yeah. Oprah, retired. Jason, Chemical Kid, yeah. Hot How To, AMD, Smoking Pot with Steve. I love saying that name. It's so funny, man. Paul Peck with Drywall Tube. Awesome stuff today, guys. Well, I didn't get a chance to get to too many questions today. I tried to answer as many as I could that popped up in the comment section here today. I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to get with Andrew and see if we can do another dedicated stream to just answer some of the questions that came in, on the responses, stuff like maximum views. I need more subscribers. Look, at the end of the day, guys, make better content and do it on a regular basis. Make better content and do it on a regular basis. Go look at my channel, guys. My channel doesn't, I don't get 3,000 views in a day like Nick does. You can't look at someone else's channel and expect their results. Get your results and make them better. I'm going to leave you with that today, guys, because I know that you can do it. You're TubeBuddy users. You're part of this community, and we are nothing but champions over here, guys. So air 5 to all of you. Keep building your channels. Don't let anything stop you, and I will see you on the next TubeBuddy stream. Thanks so much for watching. See you next time.